Dr. Darnese, and welcome back into the Lifestyle Salon. Today I have another episode in my Genx Auntie series. Somebody has to say it, and looks like it's going to be me. So welcome on in, come on in, come on in. Uh, so let me give you a little backstory in case you were just now watching this and you didn't see my last one. It's a series I'm doing, ongoing series. Somebody has to say it. Things in our society are out of control in a lot of ways, and I feel like older people are not speaking directly to younger people and giving them guidance, responsibilities, expectations, and letting them know about consequences. So here I am, a Gen X auntie of that age range, 1965 to 1980, well, 1979, really. And I like to say, I heard it somewhere, the internet is perfect. Gen X, we're older than Google. Think on that. We're older than Google. So here we come with these words of wisdom, hopefully that you can do something with. If you are close to that age range, older millennial, then share it around. Share it around. I want to talk today about young women, young Black women, right? More specifically, young Black women on our representation in the media, how we are conducting ourselves, how we are dressing, and how we are being portrayed. Now, I look out on the world, and of course, I see from my point of view that some of y'all need to put some clothes on. Remember, I said somebody got to say it. You need to put some clothes on. I don't know when it became the thing to just be naked in public. And, people might have things to say about me saying that. Why are you naked in public, sis? Now, I see a lot of young women, famous young women, right, who are in the media, who are in the spotlight. And it's not just the dress. Like, okay, you can be risque, you can be sexy, you can be cute, you can be all those things. But to go out like with your entire rear end out, to go out with most of your goodies showing, the most you can get away with and still be, not arrested. Why is that a thing? Help me understand, why is that a thing? Now, some of these people, I don't know their names, so I'm not even going to try to call names. But you probably know, or you know the type of artist I'm talking about. And remember, I really am doing this as a way of saying I'm an older Black woman, a Gen X auntie, and if you were my niece sitting in front of me, I would tell you, don't wear that in public. You're not going to get the respect or the result that you think you're going to get. Those things don't go together. When you present yourself in such a way that all of your goodies are out on the outside for the world to see, then people will disregard you as having anything else to offer. You must not have anything else to offer, otherwise you wouldn't be showing me all of your goodies. You're leading with that. You're leading with showing me all of your this, all of your that. You're not really leaving me room or interest to get to know you on any other level because I see all of your stuff. And so I make up my mind that that's who you are. Yeah, it's an assumption. Yes. Um, it's a form of objectification. Yes. And that's what happens in real life. So when I hear young people say to me, well, I shouldn't be judged on what I wear. I should be able to wear what I want. Nobody can put their hands on me. Right. Nobody can put their hands on you. Nobody should judge you, but people do. You see, that's my point in making this message. People will make an assumption about you. People will make a judgment about you. People will disregard your humanity. People will objectify you. They're not going to think well of you. They're just not. And if you're famous or you're trying to be famous and you have your talent, nobody's interested really in your talent. You're going to be here today and gone tomorrow. You have about 15 minutes of fame, as the saying goes, if you're aware of that saying. you have about 15 minutes of fame. But when you're leading with all of your goodies out, you have about 5 minutes of fame, meaning it's going to go so fast. You might have one hit record or a couple hit records. You might have one movie. You might have one thing, one go round as an influencer. But after everybody has seen all of your stuff, there's another young woman coming along behind me, or two or three or four or five, and they're doing the same thing you're doing. Now, don't get me wrong, people have been doing this since before the current crop of young people, right? There's always been the artists who are risque, old blues artists, and there's always been the ones who are, pushing the edges, right? Wearing something skimpy, whatever. But it used to be that was on the margin, and our mainstream culture was not that, especially being Black women. The world already looks at us as being hypersexual, promiscuous, um, throwaway, because what else do you have to offer? So, if you are a woman who's a rap artist and you go to an award show and you're wearing next to nothing and you drop on the ground with your behind in the air, please help me understand why. What are you going for? Because I attribute it. Is it me because I'm over 50 that I'm like, I don't understand what you're doing? Is this a porn shoot? Are these the porn awards? Because that's where that belongs. And that's okay. I'm not even judging those people. Porn stars, more power to you. Do what you want. Strippers, do what you want. But when we're talking about the mainstream popular culture, we're off track. And the fact that we have more and more of our young women and now young girls who come along, meaning children, come along who see this and they want to emulate that, something is wrong. Somebody has to say it. Enough is enough. You are not valued when you put all of your stuff out in the world. You're not valued when your claim to fame is that you hit the floor with your butt in the air. Please write in the comments and tell me, am I wrong? Because I don't think I'm wrong. Otherwise, I wouldn't be making this video. But if you think I'm wrong, like I should be able to do what I want, you can absolutely do what you want. There are consequences to your actions. Are you prepared for those consequences when people disregard you, when they treat you like an object, when they call you names, when they laugh at you? Because that's really what's actually happening. From the music executives on down to the person who you think is your partner, your boyfriend, whoever. They're all laughing at you. There's names for women like that they use. You're not going to be the one, right? So that's why I say, what is that you want? And that's really my point, is to say to, again, if I was talking to my own niece or young cousin, I would ask her, what is it that you want? Are you looking for a boyfriend? Are you looking for a potential husband? Are you looking for a long-term partner? Are you looking for someone who will respect you? Because that is not leading to respect. That's not leading to a man who wants to marry you, if that's your goal. My cousin says it all the time, a male cousin of mine. He says, men are built different. And he says that all the time. And in our time, people want to say, oh, that's so gendered, but it's so true. We're built different than men. And the way they are aroused means they want to satisfy that arousal. It doesn't mean they're connected to that young woman. They're not thinking about tomorrow. They're not thinking about a relationship. They're not thinking about anything with longevity. They're looking at her and they're like, she must be with it because she came out of the house like that. She's literally bending over. So a lot of men will tell you, well, we just built different. And if you do that, then that's what I think of you. That is what I think of you. So my message to And it's not even just young women. I mean, there are women of all ages who are doing it too. But I see it happen with a lot of young women as if they think it's a ticket to something else. And it's really not. And it's disturbing to me. If we're in a village, like we always say it takes a village to raise a child, and nobody is actually giving guidance to the children, then they're going to become young adults who are acting any kind of a way, who are doing anything. They don't have guidance to say that doesn't work. Now, you know, some of y'all might have a grandmotherly figure, and she might tell you, giving all your goodies away. Don't throw your pearls before swine. Don't throw your pearls before swine, because when you do, they'll take it. And what will you have? I'm a life coach. You know what? Women come to me with broken hearts. They had an expectation. Well, I thought he loved me. No, why did you think that? Well, he even said it. Yeah, but mm-mm. That's not what that transaction was about. So now we get into relationships have become transactional right now. Relationships are transactional. Women are like, okay, you have to take me to this kind of restaurant. You have to spend this amount of money. And men are like, well, if I have to do that, then you know what, you got to give up. So it's a transaction. Where is the idea that we are people who like each other, who want to find out if we really could be together? What happened to love? What happened to commitment? And what happens is younger people aren't raised with that, with those values as being important. So they don't have it. They're like, well, it doesn't matter. And that's a problem. That's a problem for us individually, and it's a problem for us as a Black community, and for us as Black women in terms of our reputation and presentation around the world. When Black women travel around the world, we are perceived as being promiscuous and hypersexual. Unless you're like Michelle Obama or Oprah, but for just the average Black woman getting off a plane in Dubai, or getting off a plane in Johannesburg, getting off the plane in London, getting off the plane in Russia, Japan, how you think they look at us? They look at, because they're very much into hip hop culture and music, and they look at us and say, wow, I know how she is. So I feel it's my responsibility. That's why I'm doing this series. Somebody has to say it, because somebody has to help our young women understand, sis, don't do that to yourself. There's almost nothing for you in it. If you are famous, you're going to have your 15 minutes, stash your money, I guess, stack your paper, as they say, but it's not going to last, because there's another one right after you. So what do you really want? If you were my client, I would ask you that. Who are you? Who are you really? Who are you? And now, what do you want? Because you're playing a game where you're scared, you're on a path to losing all around. You're losing. There's no win. Black women on record talking about my blankly blank is wet. Like, can you at least be more creative? Back in the old days, people were at least creative. Now it's just the most vulgar, most base level thing to say and to do and present. So, okay, I'm going to stop there because I think I've said what I need to say. Again, share these videos. Start sharing these videos if somebody has to say it, because somebody has to hear it too. Some people are not going to want to hear it because they're just like, I can do whatever I want. And again, you can absolutely do what you want, but there's consequences to your actions. And I'm not sure that the youngest women, older teens, and 20-somethings understand what that consequence is. There are a lot of things that shouldn't happen, but they are going to happen. And I'm old enough to know I've seen it. I've seen it for decades. That's how it goes. So share the video with somebody you think can use it. Put some comments, let me know. What do you think? Where are we going as a culture? Where are we going in terms of how Black women are perceived? how we're presenting ourselves, if that's what we're doing, showing up naked to a public event and dropping on the floor, legs open. Well, put some stuff in the comment. Let's have a conversation because I feel like I need to have a conversation. So put some comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye for now.